issue, and he don't fucking like Donald Trump.
At all.
Yeah, that is secondary to the fact that he doesn't have a license to do so. Like you,
but even if he offered to pay, would you ban him from using it?
No, he wouldn't be allowed to. We wouldn't want him to use it anyway. No,
right. So it's not
really
about the money, is it? It's actually it's you don't like Donald Trump.
No, it's not saying that I don't like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has a character and a nature that does not gel well with our brand. I'm gonna tell you. Here's something that's more important. That song gets licensed, right? An enormous amount of times. The perception of the understanding is that when someone like Donald Trump uses that song, it's an endorsement of Donald Trump. And I don't want people to perceive that song is an endorsement of Donald Trump. I don't think anybody thinks that Beyonce is not endorsing Kamala Harris by her using her song, right? Okay. So at the writer of the song, then we have a right to say we don't want people to appear that we are endorsing Donald Trump, right? And allowing him to use this record.
Okay, but what if Trump comes back and says, "All right, I'll give you $1 million every time I play
it"? No. We're past that because he's actually violated copyright law, right? He's actually violated
past $1 million. Woo! Woo! That's a big number.
3 times over
that's a big number.
A portion of that time, he did not have the proper license from BMI to play that song, and then when he was told to not play the song and got notified legally by BMI to not play the song, he continued to play the song. That's open and shut copyright infringement. That's $150,000 every time willful copyright infringement.
And he's not gonna pay it.
No, this is not. This
okay, so how much are you actually suing him for? $3 million, I've read. Is that correct?
Well, we made a request for $3 million, right? That was before we had the opportunity to settle or not take this case to court. But since then, they never responded. So we had to file an injunction. We got a temporary injunction. And so now every single use of that song is something that we would either go to trial with, or some sort of mediation will be worked out and that song will be paid for.
It's going to be hard to get money out of him, I must say.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be very hard to get money out of Donald Trump.
The panel here. So, Destiny, we start with you. I want to play a clip. This is Elton John during an interview with Variety, where he was asked about Donald Trump calling Kim Jong-un Little Rocket Man. Let's take a look.
I know that you're not a supporter of Donald Trump's. He loves your music.
I bet he do.
When he took the lyrics to Rocket Man and he used it as a nickname for Kim Jong-un, and then he gave Kim Jong-un.
I laughed. I thought it was brilliant. I just thought, good on you, Donald. I'm the Rocket Man. Yeah. Donald's always been a fan of mine. He's been to my concerts many, many times. So I mean, I've always been friendly towards him, and I thank him for his support. Yeah, when he did that, I just thought it was hilarious. It made me laugh.
Now, I was very surprised by Elton John's words there.
That don't mean he endorsing Trump.
But you got two very contrasting
just because he used his words, Little Rocket Man.
Musicians. One is the son of the great musician, one is the actual musician themselves. But it all revolves around Trump and him using their brands in some way to further his objectives. What's your view about this? Should it be tolerated, given that everyone does it? Should it not be tolerated? Should people like Isaac Hayes III on behalf of his family have a legitimate case to sue for millions?
I mean, if copyright infringement is copyright infringement, I'll say that when I looked at the two different situations that were presented here, though, it kind of looks like the big difference is who's endorsing who. So for Isaac Hayes, if the appearance is that the music that I think is exercising control over, if that music is making it appear as though his family or his father is supporting or would have been supporting Donald Trump, that's the issue that he has with it. Whereas if Donald Trump is supporting, a different musician, that musician is probably likely to just say like, oh, okay, that's cool that he supported me. Like, that's it. Because it's just an endorsement. It doesn't mean that you endorse all of their views, right? You endorsing somebody else is a much bigger deal than them endorsing you. So I would say that looked like the biggest difference there between those two situations.
All right, and it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there will be lots of people at Trump rallies who probably are big fans of Isaac Hayes' music. I remember when I was at CNN getting involved in lots of
why more artists coming out for Trump?
There were big
so he can use our music.
Say, I don't want to do an interview with you next week.
Yeah, why don't more artists endorse Trump? Why they don't like to endorse Trump?
Is it
like Pierce said,
for these
there's some conservatives that'll buy your music, right?